Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd do another quick review of a trade that I did yesterday using AlgoPro. Here is the review that I did basically for the whole of the system. So for everything AlgoPro related, you can come to the URL in the link in the description below. It'll take you here. I've basically gone through the system in huge depth. You can go through it all. There's videos included from this channel, and this video itself will be embedded on here more than likely. I did one where recently I did a $3,000 trade. I put that on here as well, I think, as well. You'll find all the different components of Algo Pro that you can go through and see what my opinions are on. I've tried them out, tested them out, and this is an ongoing thing. It's going to take a while. This is a huge package that you get with the Algo Pro, like with the reversal suite and everything. So with the dashboard and all this stuff, because it also does crypto and commodities and futures and Forex. It just goes on and on and on. Anyway, sometimes what's missing from these types of reviews, and something I'm going to try and do more of, is rather than just going through and explaining different features, is actually showing you the trades I'm taking, because sometimes the trades that you take with these are not exactly as you'd expect them to be. We're all human, and the trades differ. Often emotions will take us out of trades when the algo is telling us to stay in, and vice versa. So this is Friday on Algo Pro version 1.2. So my plan for that day was we were starting to see basically this was a gap down, so a gap up. So we had a gap up from Thursday to Friday right here where my cursor is. Try and zoom in a bit. And so I was watching that a little bit and I was looking at what to trade, and there was no signal that was actually like indicating like straight like coming on, because what actually happened is I like to trade on the 3 minute on SPY. So that's a tip for you if you're new to day trading with the Algo Pro, is 3 minutes are pretty good charts usually. And so what happened is on the end of the Thursday, you can see on the bottom of the screen here, Thursday had already had a sell signal, and then overnight we recovered and gapped up to the entry level. That's this grey line. That's where it's supposed to be where you'd enter. Now because the stop is still up here, and this is the dynamic true range, these levels are set by the dynamic true range of the particular asset you're trading. You can change them a little bit, which is nice. And basically, this thing had gapped up. It started to fade. So I took a short position here. So that, some people would say, well, why? I mean, well, because basically we're still at the entry point. The trade is still in play and we're back at the entry point on probably what is unlikely to be a sustainable gap up, right? So kind of those two things combined, you're like, well, it's probably going to go down from here. The market sell off on Fridays a lot. A lot of these gap ups have been fading. So we have a sell signal from the Thursday on the 3 minute. It's back at the entry point, so might as well have another go. With the stop up here at this red line. And so it really wasn't a difficult trade. I held it for just down to like here, and that was it. So it was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 minutes roughly. And I'll show you the screenshots of my orders and things as well, to show this is what I did. Now then what happens is what basically always happens with these trades is it started to drop quite a bit more, and then it had this big, we just had this super volatile sideways action for a while. But eventually, if you'd been patient, you'd have made a lot more money. So we faded away down. Look at this thing, still going down. Try and read. So the move I captured was from the entry price of 414-ish down to here, the first take profit. Now often I'll scale out, so I'll take some profit here and then set a stop loss of break even. So basically once you've hit that first profit target, you're not going to lose money, because if it comes back up to the entry point, you get out. That's just the way I've been playing it. It's one strategy that you could use around this. But it also allows you to potentially get these much bigger gains, In this case, of course, the first few big volatility like chop would have stopped that strategy out anyway. But as luck would have it, I took all my profits here. If I'd just followed this signal blindly and used this stop loss at the top here, this would have been a several, probably 100+% winner for me. Just this move from here to here was a 25% win, which was nice. So let me show you some of the details. Here are screenshots from my brokerage accounts showing the times of execution. So yesterday I was in the trade actually from 9:02 Central to, sorry, from 8:37 Central to 9:02. So not very long at all. And the contracts I chose, as everybody always asks, is like, how do you choose the contracts? Well, in my opinion, you have a couple of choices if you want to be fairly aggressive, at least with these guys. So one thing to do is to go for at the money. And so the first thing that I did here was say, well, what is at the money? Well, by the time I was getting in, it was more like 413. So I didn't get the perfect entry either. That's the other thing about this trade, is I was confident enough in the signal and the way the market was trading that 413ish was close. It wasn't too far away from where I managed to get in. So the contracts were trading close to 413. So I thought I'll go for puts that are at 413, which means the delta, which is what we care about, is around 0.5. That means that you get some really nice increase in your contracts on your options if the underlying goes the proper way, the correct way. So that's usually what I do in terms of delta, and so about 0.5 delta, close to the money. And hope this makes sense for you. There'll be some people watching this that are expert options traders, and some people that maybe aren't really sure what I'm talking about. Just leave me some comments if you need more clarification on what I'm kind of talking about here. I know a lot of people are starting to come from the AlgoPro Discord, and maybe this is not enough detail for you. But what I'm trying to say is basically I took these contracts, if I can zoom in. It's always hard to show think or swim stuff, so I often crop it and things, but then people accuse me of photoshopping or something, which is pathetic because I'm not claiming millions of dollars of profits here. So this was the 30th of October. So the other part of this was, so the first part was the 413 puts. The other part was, so that's the delta essentially, or where you are with respect to the money. And then the other part of this was the expiration. I often do same day expiration, and it was the morning, so normally in the morning I would take same day expiration. But I decided I'd just put one DTE and do Mondays, so it was a Friday, so just decided to do Mondays. So a couple of days out. Still get, the theta decay doesn't take that much out of it, right? Because these are supposed to be fairly quick day trades. Doesn't matter a whole lot. If you want super volatile and you think you're only going to be in the trade for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, then 0 DTE, so same day to expiration, works just fine. If you want just a little bit of extra leeway, make yourself feel a little bit better, just add a few days on to the date of expiration. And so, yeah, $535, which was a 25% win. And that was using the 3-minute chart on SPY. And I often just trade SPY, just keep it simple. It works well. 3-minute works well. Most of the time frame worked pretty well. I mean, you can see the buy signal worked really well before the sell signal that we're discussing at the moment worked as well. And given the market, it's quite impressive. If we look up here, see what the last signal did as well. Look at this sell signal in the 3-minute. And see, the buy signal here would have hit profit target number 1. You can tell because you can look at the range that I set, for these guys. And so it's basically as simple as that for my day trade and SPY strategy. I just stick with SPY. I do contracts either same day if it's the early morning. In the afternoon, you don't want to be doing same day expiration contracts. But honestly, you could probably do a few days out either way. It doesn't matter. Give you that bit of peace of mind that theta decay won't take away all your gains. And then usually the trades are half an hour to 2 hours max. If you really were to hold this, take a couple hours. This one at least. Let's put it back to its full thing. But often you can get a nice slice of the profits pretty quickly. So yeah, my game plan here, by the way, if this hadn't happened, if we hadn't reached down to this first profit target, was just to let this ride and stop out. So the stop is, you know, is pretty good for me. It keeps me more disciplined, and that would have been a 25% loss. But if I'd managed to hold this, it'd been like 100% gain. So pretty good. All right, hopefully that's helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Make sure you come and check out the full review. I'm going to post these real trade videos in here for people to see, because I want to make sure people realize that I'm taking these trades and actually using AlgoPro and not just, you know, doing empty reviews on it. Alright guys, talk to you soon.